Yo guys, this is BIONT, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm gonna show you how I made my remix for Tiesto the Business. This is how it sounds if you haven't checked it out yet. In this video I'll be sharing with you how I made this project, going through the idea, the main elements and also the main parts of the arrangement. But before starting with this one, don't forget to do all that good stuff to support this channel. Subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment down below if you got any suggestion for future videos. But now, without any further talking, let's get straight into the video. So starting from the idea, this is actually quite simple. I mean, if you haven't heard this track, you probably have been living under a rock. And also the remix contest which was organized for this one was massive and I had to participate to it. So that's exactly what I did by trying to turn the original track into a more darkish and chill type of track, which already kind of had it in the original. I mean, it was very dark already and I wanted to make it even darker by using the classic sounds like MEDUZA style of PLUCKS, or maybe the organ, the M1 organ, and other elements like that, which nowadays are very common in electronic music. So yeah, without any further talking, I would jump straight on to the main elements of this track, starting from the bass, and in particular the organ. Now this one is made of 2 layers, so let's hear them one by one. This is just a classic M1 house organ, and this is more of a UK type of bass, very common in UK house. Then I'm layering that organ with some more bass layers, so let's hear them alone. This is more of a classic selected style of bass. And this is also some kind of donk. Then we obviously have the last layer of bass, which is obviously sub. So yeah, let's hear it alone. And now let's hear the bass all together. As you can see, I'm also automating the cutoff of the UK bass and also the overall bass reverb. So now let's move to the second main element of the track, which is the MEDUZA pluck. So let's hear how it sounds. I'm sorry if it was a little bit laggy, but this project is super heavy. And yeah, in order to make this, I layered some stuff together. In particular, I took some of the samples which I obtained from the original stems, such as this one, which was actually an FX transition, and this one, which was actually one of the pods in the original. And then I layered that with the classic MEDUZA type of pluck, which is actually not only made of the classic serum patch, thanks to Big Z for this one, and I also layered it with a MEDUZA samples, which I sampled from one of their track, which is actually Piece of Your Heart, I believe. So yeah. Alright guys, now we can move to the arrangement, starting from the intro. So let's see what we got in there. So the first element, as I had already said, is obviously the MEDUZA pluck, layered with a lot of other ambient samples such as this Res bass. So let's actually see what that is made of. Just a super simple serum patch layered with a sub to make it more stable throughout the stereo field in particular. And then I'm also automating the pitch of that. Let's hear it with and without this pitch automation, which is much better than... It's just a lot more interesting. Then we have a lot of ambient samples, so let's hear them all together. Now, this is actually a lot of stuff. We have some simple Foley sounds, violin crackle and ambience. Then we have this vocal blur, which is made out of the original vocal, then some more drums, and then we have some pads. And as you can see, I automated their pitch in order to make them wobbly and to give them that vintagey type of sound. And yeah, the last main element when it comes to the intro is this very interesting pluck, which is actually obtained from FLUCKS, is this preset. And then when it comes to the intro, that's actually it. We got some more FX stuff, which I'm not really gonna show you. And yeah. So yeah, now we're moving to the build-up. But before getting there, I actually wanted to point out the transition in between the intro and the build-up. So yeah, let's hear it. Sorry for the very bad lag. But basically the main element which is driving this transition is the respace sliding down, which creates a very nice transition to the following part, which is the build-up. Now in here, as always, we start introducing the main elements of the drop. As always, never introduce them fully, because then in the drop there's not gonna be any hit. So yeah, we start introducing all the bass layers, and then as always we just have a lot of effects. Let's hear them all together. Then we have once again the plucks which we had in the intro, and we just have some simple drums like the snare roll, some claps, and also a kick, which I think is always adding a lot of energy to build-ups. And then that's actually it when it comes to the build-up. Now we're gonna move to the drop. Now obviously also in here the main element is the bass and the MEDUZA pluck, but since that this track is actually very simple, a very important thing of this track was actually automation, and that's always an advice that I would give anyway. If you have very few elements in your track, make sure that they are interesting enough, because anyway it's very easy that it gets annoying. But yeah, now let's hear the drums alone. As always, we're starting with some kicks, we're adding claps, and also this very cool reverse clap. We're adding some open hats, then we're adding some percussion, and that's actually it when it comes to the drums. Now let's see what else we got in the drop, such as this lap house bass shot, which I'm using as more of an effects instead of a main element as it's usually supposed to be used, which I think was very cool. And then I'm just adding a lot of these atmosphere beats which were actually included with the stems, so let's hear how they sound. Then still in the drop we simply have some strings, and then we have some more noise and stuff in the background, which is always very cool. We're then just finishing it off with some simple effects. So yeah, as always, I haven't really got too much in depth with the second part of the track, but if you got any specific question on any of the elements of this track, don't hesitate to put them in the comments section. I've also decided that if we reach 100 likes in this video, I'm also gonna put a free download pack in the description with some sound from the project. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video, so see you with the next one and peace!